Welcome back to the 17 News at Sunrise podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning, and right now at 5, as homicides continue to ravage Kern County, we have an update this morning. We now know the names of 2 people killed in a shooting in East Bakersfield earlier this month.
And Republican David Valadao declares victory in the race for the 21st Congressional District, but incumbent Democrat T.J. Cox is not giving up. What the Cox campaign is saying this morning.
And here we go. It's the day after Thanksgiving, and you know what that means. It's Black Friday. We're live outside one store where shoppers are hoping to land a great deal.
Yes, it is the day after Thanksgiving, and a good Friday morning to you. I'm Eitan Wallace. It's 5 a.m. I'm in for Maddie Jansen.
And I'm Taylor Schaub, in for Alex Fisher this morning. Hope he's enjoying his nice day after Thanksgiving. Maybe doing some Black Friday shopping later. Are you going to go out, try to get any of those deals? Shop local?
Certainly shop local and hopefully find some good deals online. You?
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, I got a lot of people to shop for.
Absolutely. And Kevin Charette, happy day after Thanksgiving to you. Are you going to look for some good Black Friday deals?
Well, I've already got my iPad open right next to me, so in between breaks, I'll be looking to see what kind of deals are out there for sure. And I'm still trying to wake up. You know, I had that turkey coma. I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving out there and enjoyed some great turkey and all the fixings that go with it. Now it's time to get back into the grind. And one thing I want to note is we've got some cooler air out there this morning, and temperatures are a little chilly. I know last week or a couple of days ago I warned you that if you had any sensitive vegetation to bring it in. And that's because we have the freeze warning in place, and it's due to expire Sunday at 8 a.m., and then we've got some freeze watches after that. So definitely some cold air around the area. As we take a look at the numbers, at 39 degrees out at Meadows Field right now, an east-northeast wind at 3 miles per hour. We've got temperatures cooler in other locations where there's not as much overnight heating. As we take a look at the hour by hour here, starting out in the 30s, and then this afternoon we will be in the 60s by 3 o'clock, 64. So a nice recovery this afternoon. Tehachapi sits at 37, an east wind at 15. We will see that breeze continue throughout the day, and you can see the pocket of wind right now over the Grapevine and over the 58. And a little bit of a breeze through the 178 as well. Here's a look at the hour-by-hour forecast for you. We'll start out in the upper 30s and then the lower 50s this afternoon. But again, we'll see the winds on and off throughout the day. I've got much more on that part of the forecast and the weekend. That's coming up in just a few minutes. We'll send it back to you guys.
All right, Kevin, thank you so much. Now from our 17 follow-up file and new this morning. We now know the names of 2 people killed in a shooting in East Bakersfield earlier this month. The Kern County Sheriff's Office says 17-year-old Mackay Bowen and 18-year-old Christian Kwame Howell were shot inside a car at the Fast Strip on the corner of Niles and Fairfax November 18th. Bowen was pronounced dead at the scene. Howell was rushed to the hospital where he later died. A description of the shooter has not been released, and there's been no word on any progress in the investigation. And the Sheriff's Office is investigating a suspicious death in northeastern Kern. It happened around 6:45 Wednesday morning. The California Highway Patrol was called out to the area of Graft Avenue and North Oak Lane for the crash. That's where CHP investigators say they found a man's body with traumatic injuries. They say they are not consistent with the crash, so they called in homicide detectives from the Sheriff's Office to investigate. KCSO has not released any information on cause or death or a possible suspect.
And pedestrian safety is an issue we continue to follow closely here at TV 17. A 14-year-old girl is dead after she was struck by a car in northeast Bakersfield. Police and emergency crews were called to Union Avenue and Loma Linda Drive around 6:30 Wednesday night for a report of a pedestrian hit by a vehicle. The pedestrian, 14-year-old Kaylee Corbea, died at the scene. BPD says the driver stayed at the scene and cooperated with investigators.
Now to the latest on the coronavirus pandemic here in Kern County. Public Health announced 347 new cases and no new deaths yesterday. That brings our total to more than 40,000 cases to date. 448 people have died so far due to COVID-19 in Kern County, and more than 9,000 people were recovering at home, while 81 people remain isolated in local hospitals with more serious symptoms. And the Kern County Latino COVID-19 Task Force is hosting 2 more free testing sites this weekend. The next is tomorrow starting at 9 a.m. at the Vallarta supermarkets near the corner of Niles and Mount Vernon in East Bakersfield. And another one is on Sunday, also at 9 a.m. at Vallarta on East Panama and Southeast Bakersfield. Walk-ins are welcome and a free face mask will be handed out at each site courtesy of Adventist Health and Jim Burke Ford.
Well, the coronavirus pandemic won't stop a local nonprofit from helping seniors in need during the holidays. Once again, KGET is teaming up with Christmas for Seniors for our annual Stuff the Bus. The bus will be parked outside our station on Wednesday from 5 a.m. until 7 that evening. We are collecting necessities like toilet paper, paper towels, toothbrushes, shaving cream, and dryer sheets. Just pull up to the side of our building at 22nd and L Streets in downtown Bakersfield. Open up your trunk and the volunteers will grab your items. You can find the full list on our website, kget.com. Now, this Thanksgiving brings unique challenges as the pandemic leaves many Americans wondering where they will get their next meal. 17's Moses Small has more about community efforts to feed the hungry this Thanksgiving.
Nonprofit Feeding America says up to 50 million Americans are struggling to put food on the table this year. That's 1 in 6 Americans, including 1 in 4 children. So communities need food drives now more than ever.
So we are going to serve you a beautiful Thanksgiving meal. We hope that you enjoy it.
CityServe teamed up with the Kern Community Action Partnership, Dignity Health, and Mercy Hospitals to serve 60 Thanksgiving meals to residents of the M Street Navigation Center.
It's going to make the residents feel like they're appreciated, that they're not forgotten about. Tables are set up so that everybody can social distance, and they'll have a mask on as they come through here.
Some local officials volunteered to serve food during the event, lending a helping hand to people who need it.
These folks are walking a little taller, they're feeling a little bit better, they have hope, they know that people care, people love them, and that they are getting put on a pathway for a better life.
Meanwhile, just blocks away, Blessing Corner Ministry served meals at its church on Union Ave and 1st Street. They've served Thanksgiving meals to the community for over 20 years, but never quite like this.
Normally we host a dine-in experience that you've all seen in the past, but because of our COVID impacts, we are offering a drive-up/walk-up event for the community.
So to still be able to come out somewhere and feel safe and know that the food is going to be good for one.
Yes, ma'am.
And still know that there are places out there that want to give back and that are here.
The church gave away hundreds of free meals with the help of dozens of volunteers.
It definitely is a process to prepare for an event that serves over 1,200 dinners.
This comes just a day after Kern County recognized the church as the local nonprofit of the year.
It was a moment of just pride and excitement to see all the hard work, time, energy, hours, blood, sweat, and tears that Pastors John and Bonnie Turner and all the volunteers at the Blessing Corner has put in over the years.
It's mind-blowing, makes me want to do more.
The mission of Kern County also held an event to serve an estimated 600 people in need. The group held the event under a tent with 25 socially distanced tables. They also provided live music and gave away winter coats.
Thanksgiving's not canceled. We were going to make something work out. As you can see, we've done something really different than we've ever done.
In Bakersfield, Moses Small, 17 News.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Welcome back. With COVID-19 infections on the rise once again, it's going to be even more difficult or close to impossible for many families to relive beloved holiday traditions. One of them, taking the kids to see Santa Claus. But NBC's Chris Pallone reports that Santa, like the rest of us, is getting a quick lesson on technology to get his job done.
With the holidays here, the effects of COVID-19 have reached the North Pole, where even St. Nick realizes he has a problem.
But perhaps we need to make it easier for children to visit with Santa.
It's not like taking the kids to see Santa was a perfect experience before COVID hit.
And we sit them on Santa's lap and we want to be able to snap a quick picture. The experience itself is just very short.
So, tell me, how have things been going?
Now, several online services have popped up giving families the chance to talk to Santa Claus without leaving home. And because parents tell the jolly old elf all about their children beforehand, the visits are often more intimate than spending 30 seconds with Santa at the local mall.
I've really enjoyed those dance and practice moves that you've been doing for a TikTok.
And it's not a one-size-fits-all experience. Many online Santa services create custom visits based on children's special needs, languages, and ethnicities.
So you could choose a Black Santa. You can choose a signing Santa. You can choose a Spanish-speaking Santa.
It's a very personalized, spiritually uplifting experience.
For Santa, it means he spends less time traveling and more time focusing on what the season really means.
It's really about taking care of one another. And it's giving selflessly to others without expecting anything in return.
You might not be able to see Santa in person this year, but getting a chance to talk to him online might just keep spirits merry and bright this Christmas season.
So, let me wish you and yours and everyone a Merry, Merry Christmas.
Chris Pallone, NBC News, New York.
All righty, Kevin, we'll see you soon. In the meantime, 17 News is your local election headquarters, and President Trump is facing reporters for the first time since the election. He says he cannot say if he would concede, but if electors finalize Biden's win, President Trump would leave the White House. NBC's Kelly O'Donnell has it covered from the White House.
Defiant and denying his own defeat, President Trump answered questions for the first time since Election Day.
I don't know what is going to happen. I know one thing, Joe Biden did not get 80 million votes.
Asked if he will concede, more obstruction.
It's going to be a very hard thing to concede because we know there was massive fraud.
Pushed about whether he would vacate the White House January 20th if the electors finalize the Biden victory.
Certainly I will. Certainly I will.
The president's legal team has not shown fraud or irregularities that would overturn the results, but the president vented.
And the whole world is watching, and the whole world is laughing at our electoral process.
President Trump angry and lashing out minutes after he thanked overseas troops for their service. He criticized Joe Biden for forming a cabinet and would not publicly commit to attending the inauguration. Earlier today, Joe Biden followed a more traditional playbook. In a video message from Delaware, President-elect Joe Biden urged a small stay-at-home Thanksgiving because of COVID.
It's a personal sacrifice that each of our families can make and should make to save somebody else's life. But it's also a shared sacrifice for the whole country.
The president, who spent much of his holiday on the golf course, was also taking more swings on Twitter, again to impugn Joe Biden's victory and undermine election integrity. The president's anger boiled over at reporters.
Don't talk to, I'm the president of the United States. Don't ever talk to the president that way.
That was NBC's Kelly O'Donnell reporting. Now, today, President Trump heads to Camp David. His visit is closed to the press, and media was not told who is going with him or what is on his agenda. The last time the president visited the retreat at Camp David was back in May. And here at home, Republican David Valadao has declared victory in the race for the 21st Congressional District. The announcement comes after Kern and Kings counties released updated results on Wednesday evening. The latest figures show Valadao leads Democratic incumbent Congressman T.J. Cox by a margin of 1,754 votes. By our estimates, Kern County elections workers still need to count roughly 4,500 ballots, but it remains unclear how many of those are from the 21st District. The other counties in the district are nearly complete with their canvasses. Now, in a statement, Cox responded, saying in part, quote, I do not plan to make a statement on the outcome of the election until every vote is counted and we have the final results certified by all 4 counties in this district. Now, we have posted the entire statement on our website, kget.com.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.